What's good, y'all? Today we're gonna get into the laws of assumption and kind of like the law of attraction as well. What I want you to know is, right, this is you right here. You have happiness, you have money, you have blessings, right? The only way to attract that is by thinking in that frequency of a mindset. These right here are the frequency waves, and this right here is like a magnet, attracting to the brain, right? Your thoughts are literally what you are. Your thoughts are gonna bring in whatever it is that you think of, right? Like, for example, this marker. Someone had to think of the marker before creating it. It wasn't something that became in present tense until that creator thought of it and then put it into a reality. You know what I mean? Just like this board. The person that made this board, they thought about it first before they made it, and then it became a present reality. That's like almost everything with life. You have to think in energy of what you want to be. If you think in negative energy, you will attract negative things, and that's just the truth. A lot of people don't understand that. Also, the thing is, when you have distractions, things that are bringing you down, you then succumb to that energy as well. You can't be around negative people and think just because you're only a positive one that you're going to attract positive things. No, it doesn't work like that. It's just all balanced, and things have to be balanced. The only way to make it balanced is by pushing those things to the side and focusing on yourself, right? So it's called self-focus, right? You guys can see that? Yeah. Self-focus. That is big in this life. When you focus on yourself, you can then have a great mental clarity, and you can then pursue what you want to pursue at a better rate, better and consistent rate. And remember, everything relies on discipline. Believe it or not, it relies on discipline. If you want to go for something, you have to be disciplined at it in order to thrive at it. Because if you're not disciplined, you're going to sink. That's just what it is. If you want to be the best football player, best basketball player in the world, you have to practice almost every day. You have to crisp up your routes. You have to work on your hands. You have to make sure you know your plays. And that's just what it is. So it's the same thing with life. Next, you have to understand the law of assumption. Law of assumption is kind of already knowing your future is already there. You just have to believe it and see it in your brain. You don't need nobody else's affirmation. You don't need nobody else's confirmation. You can see what you need, and you can see what you already own in the future in present tense. You just have to believe it and see it. But many don't understand that. Many just think that they could just pray, wish all day, and it will come to them. That's not how it works. You have to pray and manifest, but you have to also meet God halfway. And that's the truth. God is the overall biggest source of energy and power. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't think that they could just do it by themselves, that they're hustlers and they've been hustling since youth, so they could just bet on themselves and go about it like that. No, that's not how it works. You have to be able to give God everything, but also be able to work on what you got to work on in the present tense. Be where your feet's at, but also know what's to come. I have that problem as well. I always just seek success. I want success so bad, like it's tomorrow, but I have to understand I have to be where my feet's at, and God is just gonna guide me along the way, and then I'm gonna finally get it when it's meant for me. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people want everything fast. That's why people scam. That's why people sell drugs. That's why people do all these things to get the money quick, because they want that feeling of abundance within cash. When you chase that worldly manner, end of the day, it's sin. That's why a lot of people sell their soul, because they end up wanting so much power and want so many worldly things. They forget and lose sight of God, the actual overall Messiah, the king, everything. A lot of people will see themselves as gods, which is what leads to sin and what leads to devilish acts. But you can't tell nobody nothing. You could just warn them. But I need you guys to understand this as well. Self-focus, self-isolation, right? Self-isolation. You need to understand that. A lot of people are going to hate. A lot of people are going to bring you down with them. So in order to thrive on your own, you have to self-isolate. You have to push out the traffic, and you have to make sure you're in your own lane. When you have a lot of people that's in your path, you got to block, you got to clear it out. Because if you don't, you will never be able to see what's in front of you. Once you clear it out, you can see what's in front of you, you could attack it. That's just what it is. That's in all aspects of life. If you don't want to understand that, then that's just your ego, and that's just you being too prideful. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, then you will see one day. I know I'm a young dude. I know I'm a young man, but when I'm speaking this truth, and one day I will be able to show you and help you understand by my present reality that will then unfold within the future. God bless. I love you. Goodbye.